Magnify. This is a bacteriophage. Also known as phage, they are viruses that target bacteria. As with all viruses, they have highly specific surface proteins that only bind to certain receptors. This determines their target.
It's like lock and key. Let's see how they work.
Phages attach to their host bacterial cells via the receptors and inject their genetic material into the hosts, effectively turning them into reproduction factories. The host cells read the injected DNA or RNA and makes the corresponding proteins. These proteins assemble into new phages within the cell. Then, specific phage proteins causes the cell to burst open in a process called lysis. All the new phages are released, and then it goes on to repeat the steps with another bacteria cell. This whole process is known as the lytic cycle. They can also go through a slightly different pathway, known as the lysogenic cycle. It starts the same with attachment and injection of genetic material. However, this time, the injected DNA or RNA gets integrated into the bacterial DNA, where it lies inactive. As the bacteria replicates itself, it produces copies of bacteria containing the viral genes. Then, under the right conditions, the viral genes leaves the bacterial DNA and becomes active, completing the rest of the lytic cycle, ending in cell lysis. Compared to the common antibiotic treatment, phage therapy shows much greater promise because, for one thing, we're constantly on the hunt for new antibiotics because bacteria are constantly changing and evolving and developing resistance. Well, good news. Viruses are also constantly changing, and it happens that even if a bacteria does develop resistance to a certain phage, it often comes with a compromise of lowered antibiotic resistance. What does this mean? Phage therapy could be our solution to the antibiotic resistance crisis. You see, with the increased amounts of multi-drug resistant bacteria, or superbugs, the world is slowly heading back to its pre-antibiotic era, where even the smallest infection can kill. Alternatives to antibiotics are urgently needed, and phage therapy could be our answer.